Some people think my job as a gun lobbyist is just wearing suits at the Capitol and shuffling paper. Well, not so much. Welcome to Dudley's Range Rogues. We're out here at the range again today to do a little shooting. It's kind of our friendly match. And Kyle's here today, and I figured, why not bring a professional shooter? We bring Tyler Krenzelok. He shoots for Team Burris and mostly 3-gun, but you do all kinds of professional shooting. So
that's right.
I figure you can give some tips. I certainly like it when I have a really good shooter out and critiquing me. It's humbling. I'll admit it's not an easy thing to take. So get ready, Kyle. You got to get used to that. But we're going to do a little drill that's called El Presidente. And all it really is a quick turnaround, draw your pistol, 222, mandatory mag change, 222. And you see how fast you can do that, keep it in the A zone. And if you don't keep those shots in the A zone, you take penalties. And that you can go fast, but if you don't keep it precise, guess what? Your time goes wow. So
now, Dudley, I can tell you I'm probably not going to be keeping it in the A zone.
Well, heck, we all start somewhere, and I think the term is crawl, walk, run, right? you really have to go that direction to get that speed and accuracy together, and that's really why I brought him here, because this guy's kind of amazing. So let's give it a shot.
Awesome, literally.
So one of the reasons we want to run this drill is it gives us a lot of practice with a lot of different scenarios. So in a lot of drills, you can start with your hand on your pistol, or you're not moving, or you have one target. So the big advantage of this is it kind of takes all of the different things that we want to practice and combines them into one drill. So the biggest thing is getting a good draw out of your holster. So you're starting with your hands up, and so instead of having your hand ready to go, they're in a different position. It doesn't really matter where, but the idea is above the shoulders in this drill. So the other thing that you want to practice is you want to make sure as you're drawing this, you want to spin toward your pistol. So instead of, a lot of people will tend to spin this way. Well, the problem is now you can't draw your gun early enough because you'd be pulling your gun out of your holster at everybody. So the first thing you're going to start with is you're going to start your hands over your head. You want to make sure you get a nice grab, but you have this whole time. So anytime from here on out, I'm actually safe to be pulling my pistol out of my holster. And then I'm going to get on target, and I'm going to transition between 2 shots between each target. And then the other thing that we want to practice is a reload. So this drill also incorporates that. So we'll be doing a reload at the end, and then the same thing, getting back on target after a reload and shooting all 3 targets again, which practices a lot of different things for one drill.
Awesome.
You'll see a nice slow demo of what we got going on here, and then we can kind of speed it up after you go and see if we can improve it. All right, so we're going to use a shot timer today, and that listens to the shot, so it'll actually tell us the time when the last shot was taken. I'll hear a beep, and then that'll tell me to go from there. I'm going to load and make ready my pistol to start. And reholster. 7.15 is the time. So come on up. We're going to retake these targets up, and then you can give it a shot. All right, so here's one of the targets. We shot one clean, one with one penalty, and one with another. The way we're scoring it today is we're going to add penalties to anything outside of the zone. So you have your center mass, which we'll call your A zone. 3 hits in A, which means that doesn't hurt me at all. Then I have the 1 second penalty zone, and anything inside of that zone or touching it counts as a hit in that zone. So this would be a 1 second penalty zone, and then this would be a 3 second penalty zone. But this is just breaking the perforation on the 1 second penalty zone, so I take a 1 second penalty for that hit. Then we tape them up, and we're going to see what you can do. Now remember the key here, go slow, don't rush it, just make sure you try to get all your hits in that A zone.
Awesome.
Let's do it. So I'm going to put this on your belt here. or you can put it on your pants too, either way. You'll push that green button on the side. I'll load and make ready for you, and then once you're load and make ready, you'll push that, and then you'll do it. Make sure to not draw your pistol out until you're facing downrange, which is the key of pivoting off of that left foot, pivoting around to the right. All right, so facing downrange, go ahead and load and make ready your pistol. Okay, finger off the trigger and holster. Good. All right, so on your command, you'll push that green button, and then you're going to spin around, hands above your head.
All right.
Okay, unload and show clear.
Clear.
Slide forward. Go ahead and hammer down, pull the trigger into one of the targets, and holster. Awesome. Now let's go see what you did. All right. So you did all right. We took one in the scoring zone, which is good, but we can see that you rushed it a little bit. These two just outside, and on a USPSA target, this one could actually be in the target zone, but this one definitely was getting rushed a little bit. So remember, the key here is take your time and get your hits. All of these, to get 4 hits, would have been faster than getting 1 second, 2 second, and another 3 second penalty. So you took 5 second penalties when it probably would have taken you an extra 2 seconds just to slow down and get the hits.
All right.
So we'll tape these up. We'll slow down a little bit. Take your time. Your reload was good. Your turnaround and your draw was good.
All right.
Take your time on the shooting. Slow it down just a little bit more. About the same over there. All right. So you were pretty close that time. We're going to try to tighten up those groups a little bit.
All right.
Another tip of advice that I want to give is we're going to go left to right and then reload, and then you're actually going to go back right to left. It's just a smoother transition, a sweeping transition. So
Okay.
2 things to remember. Left to right, then right to left. And then the second thing is just slow down and get your hits. Once we're getting all A's or really close to it, then we can start picking up the pace and speeding you up. But you got to walk. As Dudley said, we got to walk before you can run. So let's get those all nice and tight groups instead of just slamming the trigger.
Okay.
All right, facing downrange, load and make ready your pistol. It's on you, shooter. Slide forward, hammer down, holster. All right, let's go check out what we did this time. All right, so these 2 shots are your first 2 of after your reload, and you took your time, found your sights, and got your hits. You rushed in a little bit, and you just pulled these shots a little bit low because you were rushing, so you were bumping that trigger a little bit too hard versus just taking your time. Once you got back on, you took your time to find the sights, and that's where you took these 2 hits on. Then after these 2, you started speeding up again and rushing. So take that time, do it every 2 shots. Make sure you're seeing your sights hitting these targets.
All right. Perfect.
All right, let's see if we can do it again.
All right.
All right, we're getting closer. Slow it down just a little bit more. On that last target, like I said, where you paused and took your 2 shots, both were A's, dead center. So let's do that again. Go ahead and load and make ready your pistol.
right.
Just focus on going slow. You're finished, unload, show clear.
Clear.
Okay, time is 10.88. Awesome, go ahead and pick up your mag. You're rushing, bro. I'm telling you real tips here. Hey, man. Well, thanks for coming out and spending some time, dude. Much improved for sure. We just got to keep an eye on going slow and taking your time. Get that pistol work down and get your hits. And once you get those, you can start speeding it up. The hardest thing is staying out of your head. You get that buzzer goes off and it just messes with your mind. And it's like a time warp machine. I've struggled with it for 8 years. You get a stage planned all out, know exactly what you're going to do. It goes beep and you like totally forget.
Yep.
So staying in your head, really focusing on your sights, and just keep it up and keep practicing, man. That's how you get there.
Thank you for the advice. I definitely noticed when the buzzer went off. I was like, oh shit, what am I supposed to do?
That's exactly right. You totally forget to reload.
How do I reload?
Exactly.
Your
all
brain
that
kind
goes out of
of
the.
it is the beep means drop your brain on the ground. That's what
100%,
I always think it is.
That's 100% accurate.
And
man.
that goes for almost any
Yep.
competition shooting. anything you're
Yeah,
timing.
like I said, everything we've done, I think like shooting is I always tell people shooting's half skill and half mental. I mean, you can go up and shoot perfectly good holes with no stress on a paper, but you add a beep, your mind falls apart and everything else falls apart. You forget what target to shoot, what order to shoot, and so like really, it's really good practice just having a buzzer to like keep your mind in check and keep it focused on the clock. I mean, I do the same thing. I rush my shots where if I went slower, I would actually had a smoother and better time. So definitely something that we're all working on and it's part of the sport. That's why it's a sport.
Awesome.
We'll work on it some more. Kyle, thank you for coming out.
Dudley, thank you.
Tyler, thanks for coming out and giving some direction.
Yeah, no, I'm super happy to be here. Thanks for having me. That was awesome.
You bet. Hey, make sure you like and subscribe. Make a comment. Tell us your fastest time on El Presidente and what you shoot it with, like what your equipment is. We like to know what everybody's doing, and watch out for the next video. We're going to have some more Kyle Rittenhouse videos.